Welcome back to Alabama Live. We are joined by Dr. Brian Sellers for our Ask the Doctor segment. If you have a medical question you would like answered, just call 420-9732. Dr. Sellers, we already have several callers standing by on the phone lines. Let's go to Rhonda in Montgomery. Rhonda, what's your question?
I'm having pain in my left leg and in my neck on the left side. I have a damaged heart. I was wondering, could that be from my heart?
Left arm pain can be related to the heart. Yes, it would be unusual for that to be left leg pain related to the heart. Left arm pain, when it's related to the heart, is usually related to a heart attack. So if you're having any kind of chest pain or shortness of breath or anything like that to go along with it, you need to be evaluated right away or go to the ER. Now, if this is something that's chronic and has been going on for a long time, then you probably do need to at least see your primary care doctor and get that looked at.
Okay. Thank you so much, and you have a great holiday.
Yes, ma'am. You too.
Let's go to Laura now, also in Montgomery. Laura, go ahead with your question.
Hi, Dr. Sellers. I get these excruciating, knots underneath my armpit. They vary from, my left arm and my right arm. My right arm has scars from where they broke open and stuff. And my doctor says that they're just ingrown hairs, but they are not. They hurt so bad.
Sure. So do these areas turn into little abscesses and rupture from time to time?
Yes.
Okay. And are you getting a lot of scarring up under your armpit from that?
Yes, and they hurt. When they're forming, they hurt so bad I can't even put my arm down.
Sure. So you do have ingrown hairs that can form abscesses. That's just part of being a person. But, there are some people that have that on kind of an extreme level, and that's called hidradenitis. And it does typically happen in the armpits on both sides. And when people have it, and it's more of an aggressive form like that, it can cause a lot of scarring in the armpits. And sometimes that actually has to be surgically excised. So it's obviously it's hard to tell over the phone here, but that would be my concern, would be that you might have a more aggressive form of that. So if that continues to be a problem, an evaluation by a general surgeon would probably be appropriate.
And they're really painful. And is there something I can do to prevent them? Because I've changed my deodorant and everything, nothing seems to work.
Right. So sometimes changes in deodorant and soap and those kind of things can be beneficial. Sometimes people have to just stay on some kind of suppressive antibiotic therapy to try to help keep those away. But it depends on how aggressive they are. There are other things that can be looked into for sure. And that might be a good place for you to start your research, would be to look that up and try to have a good conversation with your primary care doctor if it's not being well controlled.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Yes, ma'am. You have a good day.
Good luck to you, Laura. Sounds really painful. Let's go to Deborah in Montgomery now. Deborah, what's your question?
Good morning, Dr. Sellers. How are you?
Good morning. I'm good. How are you?
All right. About 2 years ago, I had a really, really bad bout with COVID, and it left my voice hoarse. And so everybody in my family kept telling me that they couldn't hear me. I wasn't speaking loud. And so finally, I made an appointment, and I just got diagnosed with paralysis of my vocal cords.
Sure.
What treatment options do I have?
Yeah. So when you had COVID, were you in the ICU on the ventilator by chance?
No, sir.
Okay. So that vocal cord paralysis can come sometimes by trauma and having a breathing tube down for prolonged periods of time. Those kind of things can happen. Vocal cord paralysis most often is due to some kind of nerve injury or trauma. I haven't heard of it being associated with COVID per se. It may be that it was a separate event. I can't say it couldn't be related, but in general, once the vocal cords are paralyzed, there's not really a treatment to make them start moving again. So it's good that it was diagnosed. You have a reason and an answer as to why you're having this, but unfortunately, it may be a lifelong problem for you. I'm assuming you saw an ENT doctor, and they're the ones that looked down your throat and saw they were paralyzed.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Okay.
So they'd be the ones to kind of go through any further options with you.
Okay, so I'm just gonna have to live with sounding this way.
Unfortunately, there's not a good cure for paralyzed vocal cords, but it would be a very good conversation to have with your ENT doctor to see if there's anything else that they can come up with. But in general, the treatment is just time, and it may get better, it may not.
Thank you. You have a blessed day.
Yes, ma'am.
I know
Yes,
that's
ma'am.
frustrating. Deborah, thank you for calling. Dr. Sellers, thank you for joining us today. Folks want to get in touch with you. What's the best way to do that?
Call in the office 334-274-4774.
Thanks so much for joining us. Have a happy holiday season.
Thank you. Thanks. Bye.